Okay, testing, testing. Check 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think audio is. Let me see if I can get the mic out of the camera. Okay, perfect. How's the audio sound? Okay, that's where I went. Okay. I really wish I could. Know how well this sounded. Okay. This camera's still so bad. Well, until I find out otherwise, I've got my popcorn. Damn, that's loud. And my water. And I got headphones to watch the movie. So I might as well just get into the review and see how this goes. Alright. Make sure everything stays okay. Oh. Man, why is... Okay, it is working. It's just delay. And Twitch is just not working. Okay. Otherwise, we got popcorn. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright. It's okay, we're all good. I've got confirmation. Okay. So, not doctor. Maybe one day. Back to the Future. Why? Great movie. But the reason I chose Back to the Future is because I already had most of the clothes. And I tried to go for a Marty look. I know I got beaten up by Biff, so I lost the jean sleeves. That man's taking too many steroids, but it's alright, because it's a little hot. I'm sweating anyways. So, start watching the movie. Yeah. Now, obviously, if you cannot tell, I'm not going to show the movie on the stream, because that's stupid. Even though I have no followers, it'd still be stupid, because I don't want to get sued for any reason. And I don't need it, I don't think. I can, I basically know this movie by heart, and so I'll probably be saying a couple of lines here and there. Anyway. Alright. Okay. And before we get started, if there is anyone actually watching, I do have a timer set up with the movie, so I'll stop it every time I stop to talk about the movie or such and such if I take a break. And yeah, you can watch along with me if you'd like, or not. Again, I'm gonna try and review it succinctly enough that you can follow along with what's going on in the movie. Yeah, that's all I got to say. And starting. And the timer should be in one of the corners. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, okay. Might be a little delayed, but it's alright. You'll get the gist. You need to turn it up though. Can I just say how amazing of a start this movie has before we even get into it? The ticking clocks, I mean, come on. Like, talk about symbolism, right? Foreshadowing? Anyone? Robert Zemeckis? He got it. All right. And everyone in this movie is phenomenal. Actors and actresses. I mean, to be able to play yourself when you're younger and older and a distant relative that technically shouldn't be related to you but somehow looks exactly like you. I mean, come on. That's acting right there. Talking about Leah Thomas, if you don't know the movie. But I feel like most people know the movie, even if you haven't seen it before. Ow, Huey Lewis in the news. Oh my god, I love him. I mean, maybe it's just this long because I've only really listened to music from this movie, but fire, bam, 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 bam. Too early. Talk about burnt toast. I don't know. Cal can. Yes, he can. Alright. Well. Can. Right? Is it Fantastic? Or, I'm too out of touch for that joke. The titular character. Overdrive. 10 and up to 11. Huh? Spinal Tap reference. It's for all the old people watching. I mean, well aged. I never got how Marty survived this part with the speaker. Because, you know, he's not wearing, like, ear protector or anything. And I feel like that would definitely kill you. Still a classic, though. Even after that, I bet like, lounge chair is still better than this piece of junk I have. Sorry about the squeaks. Everything in the morning? Can I just say? Pause. Oh, wait. I have to catch up. Almost. No, that's alright. It's okay. Okay. I love how this movie starts in the middle of nowhere. It's like Marty's been gone for a week, or Doc's been gone for a week, and Marty's been missing him. We don't know what the hell that week is about. I mean, obviously the week is when he was building the time machine, but I feel like a lot of movies nowadays, it's like you have to start with the character or with a character, but I feel like I love like how they just like jump you right into jump you right into the film. Like you're in there, like, and it feels right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I love the movie and it's nostalgia, but when the movie starts, you don't like question it at all. You're just like, okay, this is a crazy dude, a bit of a hoarder maybe, and a stupid kid. And then you kind of even though you don't like start out with Marty, I mean you do because he's the first character you meet. He's already like his own person. He doesn't like form throughout the film. Uh, 1 second, please. Okay. Hopefully, hopefully this is better audio. I'll try and speak a little bit louder. But I would like to. I don't want the mic to be in the view of the camera. Okay, it's like right here. Okay, is that better? Hopefully this is good. It's in the yellow, so I'm hoping that's good. If it's not, so sorry. I will do whatever the stuff is behind the scene to try and fix it. Okay. Okay. So. Alright. Back to the movie. Alright. So, we're on the scene. Marty's talking to Doc. As I was saying, I love the fact that we just get thrown into the film, and you kind of grow with Marty as he goes out all three parts, but at the same time, Marty's he's like his own person. You know, he's not like a blank sheet that you have to I was kind of like, even like his like whole character is that he's too much of himself, or he's like too much of his family, I guess, is kind of what I feel like with the whole part. Like he gets stuck in the yellow, or not in the yellow, but you know, being yellow or a coward, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So let's continue. The amount of electricity used to keep all of that going had to be insane. Like, come on. Doc is totally responsible for global warming, but I don't want to get barred too political, so I'll stay away from that. Okay, let's continue. Exactly 25 minutes late. Slow my bad. You telling me I'm late for 25? I'm late for school. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it, Tim, man. Appreciate it. Made your heart to a little white dove. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. Sometimes, but it might just save your lives. It's the path. Hey, what? I got a PSA real quick. I know I'm saying too much. PSA. Any short kings out there? You got no excuse. Looking at my man Marty. All right. What? Michael J. Fox? 5'8", maybe. Pulling Jennifer. They do change the actress, so that's one of the fewer actors or actresses that I'm less aware of. But come on, I mean, your girl supports you and is willing to get a tardy for you. I mean, come on, that's all you need. That's all you need in life. And she's beautiful. Come on. Okay, we're back. All right. Nicholsworth, free advice. Nicholsworth of free advice. Okay, I know. I'll stop playing it. I'll stop. But to be fair, you guys can't even see, so technically I'm telling the story for you. Nicholsworth of free advice makes no sense. It's not free. If it's Nicholsworth, I mean, well, I do feel kind of stupid, but I only have one viewer, so it's okay. He's saying that it's worth a it's worth a nickel. The advice that he's giving, um, it's not, by the way, because he goes into the future and gets the sports almanac. So if he didn't do that and by hang out with Doctor Emmett Brown, oh well, I guess he doesn't use the. I'm getting beside myself. Anyway, nickel's worth the free advice. Stupid saying. Nickel not worth a lot. Who uses coins nowadays? In the 80s? Still, who was using coins? I don't know. I mean, he goes back to 55, tries to get a Coke free or whatever. Can't even pay for a coffee, right? He has pennies in his pocket. Come on. No one's using nickels. I forgot why I started talking about this, but I'm going to move on. Good thing, only one viewer, so we're good. One more thing, though. The principal is a cue ball, though. And I got nothing against bald people. But when they go into the future and then come back, he's still bald. And you know why that is? Stress. My man does not breathe. I mean, in the future past, in the new timeline of 85, it makes a little bit more sense because, he's fighting off, heathens. But here, dude, you're a high school principal. Calm down. It's all right. You could do a little George McFly every now and then. You know what I mean? It's okay. You could laugh. It's all right. I don't think this guy's laughed in a long, long time. But he plays it well. The actor, he plays it well. That's for sure. Okay. Okay, shut up, time. Anything in the history of Hill Valley. What history's gonna change? I don't know if you guys know this, but the next scene in the gym where Marty is auditioning, if you could say that. I mean, he kind of gets 10 seconds off. I don't know if you call that an audition, but the dude said, "Next, please," is Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis and the News. So it's pretty funny when, Marty's playing his song. He's like, "You're just too darn loud." Anyway, I always thought that was cool. Always thought. Kind of learned that 2 years ago. But it's still pretty cool because, I don't know. Cool cameo. Yeah. Who was doing cameos back in the 80s? There's probably people. I don't care, though. Don't give me an example. Thank you. With pinheads. I gotta get better at doing this. This is a whole thing trying to balance the times. Not the most difficult job in the world, but they're about to say, "I'm sorry, sir. You guys are just too darn loud." But you look in the background when Jennifer's looking at them, and being a good, I don't want to say group. That feels bad, groupie. Band supporter, which sounds bland, but we'll go with it. Everyone else in the background has hair, you know what I mean? If you ever seen musical Hair, they got that kind of hair, and they got electric guitars, drums. What else are they gonna play? They're not gonna play some, Frank Sinatra or something. I don't know. Not a music guy, but I imagine they're not gonna play something slow and sultry or somber. Is sultry the voice thing? Anyway. Okay. Nice place. Yeah, no, put your mind to it. You're going to accomplish anything. That's wild. That's wild. That's something that only happens in the 80s, bro. Okay, I'm going to try and figure out how to sync time backs up again. Because it is. Not that anyone's probably. I know for a fact no one is watching that is actually watching the movie. But still, it still helps. Bam, 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 bam. Let me give you a nickel's worth of free advice. Okay, so I'm gonna let that run down for a minute so I can get caught up. While I'm doing that, can we just appreciate that there's no gawking anymore in films? That, doesn't go unrecognized. Shout out to feminism, you know what I mean? Okay. That's taking a little bit longer than I expected. Can we get a shout out to my one viewer? Thanks, viewer. Appreciate you. I hope you're enjoying the views. I mean that. That's double meaning. What would you call something that has a double meaning, but isn't like a double entendre? Or is a double entendre anything with a double meaning? That's curious. Actually, let me look that up real quick. No, momento, por favor. What if it has two interpretations? Oh, yeah. One of which is usually risky or indecent. Ooh, scandalous. No, but it's, I think, yeah, but one is usually risque or indecent. I mean, this is the Oxford Google Languages Dictionary, so it's not the most, in-depth definition, but I would say, yeah. So let's get rid of the comma after the comma. There's a word or phrase that has two interpretations. I hope you're enjoying the view. Yeah. That's what I mean. Okay. Back to the movie. Okay. I'm in time now, so if you guys are watching along. No one's watching along. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay. 2 viewers. This is crazy. Okay. For a recap, 2 viewers. This is wild. So I'm watching Back to the Future, but to avoid like copyright infringement or anything, I'm watching it off screen. But because I know the movie so well, I'm just gonna go over like every scene that I think is like pretty important to the plot, or that I find relatively interesting, or just things that I just find interesting. I'm just gonna keep talking about it until I get bored or finish the movie. Hopefully finish the movie. That's the goal, is to finish the movie, because I like a complete story. But if there's no viewers or anything, or if something changes, anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching the movie. I'm watching Back to the Future. You can watch along at home if you would like. I got the timer up in the corner with the time that we're at currently, and I'll try and keep that up to date. And yeah, also I'll try and keep relatively responsible with the chat. If you have anything to say, I'll try and read it while I'm watching the movie. Okay, let's get back to it. That is hot. I'm talking about a car, by the way, for any preference. Scandalous. That's PDA in the 80s. That's wild. was raised a nun. She's doing a terrible job. Dang it. I mixed both the ones. There's a couple things here. When the lady comes up to them, about to save the clock tower. One, not cool, lady. Come on. I mean, you see two high schoolers there, just trying to have a nice day. They got out of class early, maybe. They're walking home. Hey, let them have a good day. Also, what high school has money? Like, they don't look too old. And I mean, I know they're actually adults when they're filming. But in the world, in the diegesis, if you want to be fancy, they're supposed to be kids. They don't have money. Anyway, secondly, that clock tower hasn't run for 30 years and it's still up. Doubt. Not happening. Not in this country. No shot. All right. If that wasn't working, they would either tear it down, build something actually functional, or they would have fixed it. I don't know why they would just leave it there. If you do nothing, it's just a picture. It's at that point, you would just take it down, put it in a museum, and then build a new clock. I mean, why would you just leave it up there, waste of space? But that's my 2 cents. All right. Wow, saw in the first one. That's actually pretty cool. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is the star. And Christopher Lloyd is who plays Doc. Also, can I offer? Christopher Lloyd is impressive. I don't know. That dude he's looked the same age for like 40 years. It's remarkable. He's like Anderson Cooper, but like older. But it is cool that you saw in the first one. That is actually like, I wish I could see it in theaters. That would have been awesome. Just like, it's like I saw A New Hope the other day in theaters, and like one of like the old like timey cinemas, and it was like they redid it obviously, so they had like Jabba the Hutt. It was like an actual like figure, and they had like what's it called, Mos Eisley. This is the town. Like was like actually like generated, but it was super cool just like to see like hear the sounds and like the silence between like the different dialogues. I don't know, it was like really cool, like period piece. All right, back to the movie. Whole movie is such a trip. I mean, imagine writing your number down to give to someone. Like, come on, I just give you your phone. Give me your phone or something, you know? Or like, yeah, what's your snap or something? I don't know. It's just that's why I love old movies. They're just little like time capsules. That's the power of love. That's the power of love. Damn. It might make you sad. And next time you feel it, it might make you mad. And if you know, you know. On this scene, the background is a wild one and is definitely representative of the 80s. And that's all I'll say. Makes the world go round. Don't take fame. Say I'm tailgating a police car. It'll be cool sometimes, but it might just save your life. Such a complete song. I'm about to get introduced to arguably the best character in the movie. Telling me he had a blind spot. I don't know. Maybe you're a bad driver. You joined the car. You were charged to pay. I was gonna pay for this. I spilled beer all over my. Okay, let's unpack Biff as a character for a second. So it comes in. Catskill comedy. I'm gonna need to look that up. I've never heard that description, but it's interesting. But Biff as a character, okay. So he just gets more and progressively crazier as the scene goes on. You first find out he totaled the car that he was borrowing from a coworker, who actually his inferior coworker, who he works above. What inferior means. He then doesn't know that all cars, like every car, has a blind spot because mirrors aren't unilateral. Or I feel like I use that word. Okay, now I got two viewers. I gotta stop saying things wrong. Okay, but every car has some point in the vehicle that you're not gonna be able to see based on either how tall you are or where the mirror is located. Every car has a blind spot, and Biff's a tall guy, so he's obviously probably gonna have to adjust it compared to George. And then you find out he was drinking while driving, but that's okay. All of this is fine. We play this down because the whole time we're realizing that George is a coward, but he plays it so well. The actor, I'll pull up the actor real quick. Crispin Glover. Yeah, great actor. I've only seen him on one other thing, and he was like silent the entire time. I believe it was Charlie's Angels, and it was amazing. He's a great. What's the word? Not character actor. I mean, kind of character actor. That's what I mean, basically. But it's like the way he moves his body. He's very animated actor. He's a great animated actor. Okay. Back to the movie. Home. And your handwriting? Okay, fight. You wouldn't want that to happen now, would you? Would you? Ultimate line. McFly. All you have for me is light beer. Man, Biff, you gotta watch those calories, my man. What are you looking at, butthead? I swear, Biff is more intimidated by Marty McFly than he was by George McFly that entire conversation. And it's simply because you're trying to impress Lorraine or whatever. Because you find out in the future, he has nobody. He's so sad. I'd be that angry too, personally. Shoot. If I was alone my entire life. But then at the same time, how do you have that busted old grandson of his? I don't know. Anyway. Actually, I think they might address that. But we may get to that. Okay. killed it. I needed that card tomorrow night. Dang. Such a good actor. I'm sorry. He's so weird. Peanut butter at the dinner table. That's an interesting. Was that common for the days? I don't know. Uncle Jailbird Joey. The way that I'll get to it. The way that he gets there is wild, according to the story. Well, I love George. I love George. Called a boy or sat in a parked car with a boy. Why? I'm not trusting anything you say after that. That's so specific. I know you did that, Mom. I'm just saying. You're weird. Why would you say that? I swear parents that do that are so much weirder than the actual parents that are just like I mean, obviously saying just like do whatever you want. That's not the goal, but like do your thing, you're your own separate person. I feel like that's like, keep your stuff hidden, Mom or parent. Like I don't want to know what you did. Let me make my mistakes, But that being said, can we shout out to Leah Thompson who plays Marty's mom in this, Lorraine McFly? Because when I first watched this, I really thought that she was a entirely separate character. Like I didn't know that Crispin Glover and Leah Thompson existed. I thought there was George McFly's actor, and then there's old George McFly's actor and young George McFly's actor, and old Lorraine McFly's actor and old Lorraine actors. So I just want to shout out to Leah Thompson and Crispin Glover. Those are probably my two favorite actors in this whole movie for the amount of range they have. But yeah, okay, back to the movie. Not a true love story. Getting hit by your father-in-law, that's love right there. Yeah. In a moving vehicle. What, Lorraine? I think you might have heard that question a little too clearly and got a little too defensive. If you know, you know, and we will get there. Remember George? Oh, what a loveless marriage. Oh, God. The way she says that is just so depressing. For context of you not watching alone, she said, I knew I was going to spend the rest of my life with him after their first date. But the way in which she said it, there's just an error of why me coming out, in her eyes. And she's also looking at her drink because she's an alcoholic this entire thing. Lorraine Baines is. First part, Lorraine Baines, alcoholic. So that's basically entirely because of George. Well, not entirely because of George, but her decision to stay in the marriage with George. There we go. Great parallel shot to the end of the movie when Marty rolls up to the Twin Pines poem. Okay, wait. Give me one. Okay. Dang. Now this is a little, maybe slight spoiler. I swear after Marty goes back in time and he meets Doc again, I swear there's a moment when young Doc, young Doc, or 55 Doc, is watching the recording of the camera, the video recording, and hears exactly what Doc just said, which is talking about, this is the one I've been waiting for, the one I've waited for all my life. But that recording didn't start until after he had already said that. I'm curious, just for my own personal interest, if that actually happened. Now you can keep me honest and help me remember. Okay. That man got amazing peripheral vision. Say some serious shit. Great line and the best usage of PG-13 rating across the board. That man's not a ride or die. I mean, he is, but we don't find that out. I know. Big part just happened. But it's okay. We'll get back to it. Can we just talk about the logistics of that? So, we find out that Doc had the idea for about 30 years. And then, I guess in the manner of like an afternoon, he comes up with like the plans for it and then begins to build it in this week time span that Marty hasn't seen him for. What are the odds that it just didn't work, you know? And he just sent a dog-filled car, a DeLorean nonetheless, barreling towards them at 88 miles per hour. The movie's over. I mean, at that moment, the movie's just done, right? I mean, you might, yeah, okay, that's dark, but I'm just saying, like, it worked out well because that's how movies work. You know, there's a whole rising action to it. So obviously this was meant to happen, but God, I mean, maybe the principle was right. I do kind of step back on what I was saying earlier, because any other time, that's death. Like, when you're not being marioneted by the hands of Robert Zemeckis. So, lucky them. But, what did I tell you? 88 miles an hour! Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein! When the hell are they? Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? If you're gonna build a time machine, why not do it with some style? I love this movie. It's so perfect. It's so perfect, dude. Like, oh my God. Definitely green screen, but so quick it didn't even matter. Stressful, you know? I mean, before 10 minutes ago, Marty didn't think anything about anything, really, except for Jennifer. And now, time travel. Air cold. Seiko. That's a high quality brand, man. Not sponsored. Those are tubes and buttons. This one tells you where you are. This one tells you where you were. See, once we know how this machine works, and he just says, see the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or witness to Christ, my bad, the birth of Christ. We know that once you go back in time, you stop exactly where you started. So, we don't know exactly where Twin Pines is. Let's say California, I think, because in the third movie, they're in the Wild West. I'm gonna assume California. That's my estimation. And let's think of California in 1776. You'd be cooked. I mean, there were definitely people there, or there definitely wasn't land. I mean, not like, a mall parking lot. So you would not make it there. And then the birth of Christ. Well, sorry to be pedantic, Doc, but I believe he was born like 2 or 3 years later after BCE, which is what Doc puts in, and it wasn't in December. So he's missing on that. But let's say that Doc is right. Unless you're a Mormon, you're not seeing Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't. In California, in 3 CE, like, I don't even know what that would look like, or modern day California, the land of modern day California. But it's nice to think about. I mean, maybe he needs to build a time machine, No, that seems pedantic. Oh, not pedantic. No, see that. What's the word? Redundant? No. No, redundant is the word. I was looking for the word redundant. But he needs to build a machine that can travel and time. That makes sense. So it's not traveling in time, but it can travel in space, and it can travel in time, but travel and time. It's like a mix. You guys ever seen that episode of The Office with Kevin where he just says less words? Anyway, let's get back to the movie before I get off topic too much. Bye. That's a good question. How much would you spend to have the ability to travel in time? It's a good thought experiment. Yeah? Because Doc said he spent his entire fortune. And we find out that he was rich. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, they had land. Like, he was running from house to house trying to get all his stuff together because it was so crazy. That's how much land they had. So it's in California. But I guess, to be fair, well, no. I think he says that his family came over after World War II. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. But that doesn't really matter. I said that because I thought he was from the Wild West, but his family wasn't there yet. So, Doc probably 50s. Rich. Probably like 2 million. 2 million to today's money. Let's do that. 2 million. With inflation. 2 million inflation calculator. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay. Let's go back to 1955. And this is a very, very crude estimate, because obviously we don't know that he had 2 million, but I feel like that's a lot of money back then. Whoa, $24 million. Maybe that's not enough. I feel like he had a lot of, like, I feel like that house is nice. Let's go 5 million. Let's go. He has $60 million. Spent $60 million to. Well, yeah. Let's just $60 million. That's what Doc spent to travel back in time. Was it worth it though? Because at the end of the movies, he destroys it. Oh, spoiler! I know. My bad. But I know the one person in here, pretty sure, has seen the movie. The one person who was in here had seen the movie. So. Anyway, so all that to say, was $60 million worth nothing in the end? If not, well, actually, technically, you know what? I might be wrong, because he did end up changing Marty's life for the better, and his own, because he found a wife and had kids. So that was like kind of worth it, all the money in the world, right? Maybe a better question to answer after watching all 3 of the movies. Old man Peabody. And I'm obsessed with pines. About pretty pine trees. There's Heavy Doc. Plutonium, the way Doc says with such luster. Yeah. Keep rolling. I want this proved. They know I stole plutonium. Stole plutonium. Rip that off. Did you rip that off? Where do you rip? How do you just rip plutonium off? I bet. Maybe that's above my head. Who knows if they have cotton underwear in the future? I guess all the trees are just gonna burn down. I mean, that's kind of accurate, I guess, to some things. It's probably the most like tense part of the movie. This music in the background. Dun, dun, dun. What is it, Annie? Huh? And then the lights click on. Oh, I was scared as a kid. I was like, what's happening? What? It was so funny before. I was having a good time. What happened? They found him. Who was they? Who? The Libyans. Can we? You're on their fire. There you go, Doc. That good old Colt 45. None of those hit his head, by the way. Or legs. Come on, my man, Marty. See, that was George coming through. He just kind of sat there and took it. He got so lucky, bro. My man got scared by a scarecrow, and then he became the scarecrow. Now, if that ain't irony, I don't know what it is. Looks like an airplane. See, I've yet to review these movies yet, but there's a director by the name of Michael Haneke. I'm probably butchering that name, but he seems to have the idea that people are bad, and people being around other people are bad. I feel like I may be over essentializing his message a bit too much because he makes a lot of movies, but a lot of the movies are basically like very anti like association with others. Now that association often comes in various forms, but I feel like this movie is kind of like the opposite of that, and it's like don't randomly shoot at a random person in your barn because maybe they're just a person from the past / future that's a little lost, you know. And I like that. I like that message. I think that's why I like this mech or I like these movies. I'm a very personal person, and I think we can all help each other out. No. Yeah, I don't know what it has to do with anything, but hope you guys like that. Back to the movie. Take that, you mutated son of a bitch. I mean, all those pines around him. Marty got real lucky hitting the small one. You killed my pain. I love how instead of regrowing the pine, he's just like, alright, GG's. You know. Let's go single pine. You know, Marty is super confused as to how he got back in time or how he came to be where he is currently. And I don't know if it's just really good character writing or if Marty's just a really stupid character. Because Doc explained that to him multiple times. And he explicitly had him record the entire explanation for his own viewing pleasures, I guess. I don't know. But or maybe like signed to a paper or whatever. And yet he has no clue what is going on right now. He saw him change the plutonium. He made him actually change his outfit so that he would change the plutonium after explaining to him that the plutonium is what made the car work or made the time machine work. So I don't, but at the same time I'm thinking like if I was like thrown into a random place out of nowhere, I'd probably be grasping at straws to try and rationalize it. You know, like, okay, maybe I'm just tripping or something. And so I think that's where Zemeckis was coming from. I'm like, that makes more sense, and I want it to make more sense. You know, but at the same time, like, or on that same note, I guess I'm worried that like because I've watched so many times, I'm like, oh, obviously this is what happens and this is what happens. So why doesn't Marty see this? But maybe that's 2020 hindsight and all that. But fresh out of plutonium. How'd you hate it when that happens to you? I don't think we don't even use plutonium anymore. Like for bombs. That's how dated this movie is. You know? Like I'm pretty sure we use uranium now. Plutonium was it's actually very old. Very let me because it was the first bomb actually that they dropped on Nagasaki, I believe. This is a little bit of a tangent. Was made out of wait, no. Okay, wait. Sorry. This is the one that hit. Okay. What about? I'm just gonna. Oh wait, is this political? Nah, I don't think so. But I mean, just Let's go back to the movie. Tell them that. Bring me a dream. Okay, just for my own sanity, because I know I have a little bit of a skew because my plutonium stupidity. But we're at the part in the movie where he figures out where he is, what time he's in, what time he's in. Yeah, that sounds right. When you talk about time travel, that's something you talk about very often. So give me a break. But he realizes that the clock tower is working. What? Oh shoot! That's boom. You hear the clock tower and the ding, ding, ding. Before you even see it, you hear it and you're like, oh, it's working. That's great cinematography. I'm just saying. That's you show. I mean, well, you kind of you tell don't. Yeah, shut up. I gotta stop talking. Red Thomas. What? That guy's all white. This is important because the mayor in the future is black and named Goldie Wilson. It is funny the parallel. Red Thomas, Goldie Wilson, both colors, first names, last names are first name traditionally. Right. What? With the life preserver. I don't. Maybe. You look so scared. Which I guess makes sense. He's in the past, but. Oh, that beeping was his watch. That's a good. These little things that they did. He just destroyed that paper. Took away like. I don't know how many names would be on a page of phone book. Tablets or something. Yeah, Pepsi free. You want a Pepsi? You don't have to pay for it. Something without sugar. Okay. Here's some water. Of course, it's the 50s, so it's coffee. That's why he stayed 5'8". That was disrespectful after. Short kings, that's not a bad thing. Or just scientifically. kicked out of school. You wouldn't wonder what that happened, would you? Would you? No. It's like life preserver. Look, he's gonna drown. Ah, he's so good. It's everything. What a wild dude, bro. He just drinks. He just ate soup in the middle of the air. Person that's wilder than getting pushed around by a meathead. I do, this is a little thing, but the little thing is what matters, right? I do like how when they're acting, they're actually eating the food, If you ever notice, sometimes actors won't actually eat the food, They'll just, like, put up to the mouth. Or, like, even worse, if you've seen, what was it? That's Charlotte's Web. Madam Web. Where she's literally, like, twisting the top the entire time, not opening it. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't spare a couple cans. Like, come on. I'm sure the crew will drink the other ones. Like, or maybe they won't, but, like, for a little bit of, like, realism, open the can, dude. No one just sits there for that long without opening the can. But that's beside the point. I just want to appreciate Back to the Future and their completeness as a film. I respect the follow-throughness. Maybe that's, like, something that was a product of older movies because they didn't have things like CGI, but I'm a fan. I'll be walking over you the rest of your life. Be somebody. Night school in the 50s as a black person, I'm just saying, that's respectable. But California, I guess, is, well, I don't know. California, arguably, a little bit worse at times. Mayor Goldie Wilson. I like the sound of that. Whatever happens riding bikes, Daddy. I just want to preface that as we come to this scene where George is being a peeping Tom, I do not like his character for his actions, but more for just, like, the completeness of a person and the actor as well, like the acting that was gone into the making of the character. But I recognize his flaws. I just want that to be known. Ouch. That must have hurt. That second hit when he, like, after he gets, like, tossed to the ground and then he, like, puts his head down. That sounded like it hurt. That alone. Not even the getting hit by the car. Another one. Okay. They're safe and sound and go. This is damn near some George stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He is so creepy about his mom, bro. Like, dude. She just looks young, bro. Weird ass. But, anyway. But to be fair, it must run in the family because she's a freak too. Why would you take the man's pants off, bro? Like, it just tumbles down. It just goes down and down. It's terrible. Is that just normal in the 50s? Just mess with people while they're sleeping? Better times. We live in better times, people. Much better times. God. Yeah. Why didn't he say yeah? What, like, just say, what are you doing here? God, it's my mother. She's so emotive. The life preserver bit is wild. Is it that like I put this on just to make it look kind of like him? Maybe back into like that's to be fair, he has like a thick one. He had like some like down feathers and stuff like that. So nah, I don't know what that has to do with the life preserver. No shot. I mean, I better get used to these bombs. Bang, 2 televisions. I mean, that would be wild. 2 televisions? No shot. Not in this world. No. This is how I feel watching this movie. Marty reviewing the Ralph episode or Alf episode, whatever show he's watching. This is how I feel. And I believe that kid was in Wonder Years or was he in some sitcom? I think it was Wonder Years. He's the older brother. The young kid with the Ben Franklin raccoon head. So, yeah, town, Rock, Mass Maple, East End of town. Who the hell is John F. Kennedy? I feel like they would probably know him. Right? 50s? He was 30. He was like 35 when he ran for president. Yeah. He was... I mean, the Kennedys that definitely been known. Lorraine is a freak. Let's be honest, dude. Weirdo. We need to call that out also more. There are lady freaks out there too. I'm sure probably that is too. Lorraine, if you ever have a kid that's stupid, I show you. I was a little more blunt. These are botted viewers or not. Curious. It's good to know I can run the stream. Not a word, not a word, not a word. I mean, what do you think Einie was gonna do for that, dude? I mean, Copernicus, I think is what it was. What do you think he was gonna do, bro? I mean, he had fur on his head. It was not conducive to the machine, obviously. No. Hey, 1 out of 2. That's not bad, Doc. Come on. Coast Guard. Youth Auxiliary. Machine that you invented. Back to the year 1985. My God. Do you know what this means? It means this stupid machine doesn't work. Damn it. Okay. I'll get it. I'll get it in the future. Oh, shit. Unless. I mean, that's just good. I mean, Doc is such a genius. Like, he saw that picture for 10 seconds and saw that dude's hair was missing. I saw this movie 3 times, and I never even heard that line until like the 4th time. Because the entire time, I was looking at the picture thinking that the tree or whatever the wood structure in the background is was his brother's hair. And it was just curled. So, let's give it up to Doc. And again, Marty. Not coming through with the analytical skills. Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan? The actor? Jerry Lewis. I mean, the first lady would just be Ronald Reagan's wife, right? No. And I didn't even realize this, but if you notice in the scene where he's trying to convince Doc to let him in to the barn, Marty has water on the back of his jacket or his life preserver. So I don't know. I didn't know if that was purposeful or accidental, but just proof that, again, not a life preserver, because it's not waterproof. But I don't know. Interesting. I drew this. This movie does such a good job of like weaving like tenuous moments with like comedy and lightheartedness. And the usage of light, like the shadow, when he finds out about the flux capacitor, I don't know. I don't know, it's just something. We have to get you home. I don't know why that was so creepy to me when I was younger. It was just something about it, like the way Christopher Lloyd delivers that is just in the shadow, like the shadows over his eyes, and you feel like the pain, or not the pain, but like the stress that Marty has been going through trying to get back to the future. I don't know. Great scene. And he talks about the fallout from the atomic wars as a joke, but in the 50s, I mean, like that's so accurate, that's so on point. That's exactly what they were thinking. Is they were thinking that the next war was going to be atomic, or there was going to be some sort of atomic uh, response or fallout as a result of the Cold War. I mean that's because like 1950. That's right after like the Bikini Bravo test in the Pacific, I believe. Like the early 50s. 54. Oh, finally, I'm not stupid. Let's go. Okay. Anyway. So yes, that test was like a perpetuation of the nuclear fear and terror that everyone had been feeling, and then that didn't help. That didn't help with, the advent like film, or like with the Godzilla in Japan, right? That was our response to the bombings from the U.S., including the Bikini Bravo test. Like if you've watched the original Godzilla, that opening is, I believe, a response to or a recreation of the Bravo test, and that's what creates Godzilla the monster. Or I don't think it's exactly what creates him, but it's what like draws him out of his hiding, which is a symbol of the destruction caused by nuclear proliferation. So it's as a very pointed like joke, but it's very accurate for the times. And then 80s is the 80s like when nuclear terror started, like I feel like decreasing, because you'd come out with movies like decreasing, or I guess more changing, because I feel like it went from like the U.S. felt nuclear fear, like everyone felt nuclear terror, even though the U.S. was the first people who used the bombs. We still felt it. We still got that back home, because we thought of like, what if someone used it against us? What if someone responded? What if Japan responded? Or Russia? And then in the 80s, it kind of went more to the idea that like this is a thing, like we have this fear, so we should recognize it and try and like skirt away from it, or at least use it to like handle any possible attack. So we were less like just broad span like nuclear fear, nuclear terror, nuclear future, nuclear war is going to happen, and we were like, okay, if nuclear war happens, then we'll bury our food in the background. We'll live in like a bunker for a couple days or a couple weeks. That wouldn't even work. Anyway, it's basically different things that they would prepare to do as a way of getting around this nuclear fear. So I feel like that's all of that to say that is very present between Marty and Doc's character, the distinction between how they feel about nukes or nuclear weapons. One 1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. Scott. What the hell is gigawatt? Gigawatts. How am I sharing? I can't. Whoa, Doc, stuck here. I can't be stuck here. I got a life. I got a girl. She's pretty. Doc, she's beautiful. Wait, what's this about? It's about lightning. What did you say? About lightning. But we don't know where it's gonna strike. This is the answer. It says here that boss lightning is gonna strike. The flux capacitor. Saturday night. We're sending you back to the future. It's interesting because when that scene starts, Doc is talking to Edison. I don't really know what Edison has to do with any of this, but right next to Edison, you see Benjamin Franklin, which is basically exactly what they do. They basically just do his kite trick. I mean, not really. I mean, kind of. It's just like more controlled, I feel like, because it's instead of a kite, it's the clock tower, and instead of a key, it's the bar, or the flux capacitor, I guess, if you want to go to its complete conclusion. But they never focus on them, and I don't know, maybe they do in later part of the movie, and I'll point that out if I remember. Yeah. You ain't talked with anyone else to say besides me? I may have talked to my mom. Yeah. And again, he's in the shadow. Oh. What happened to his head? Erased from existence. Doc walks. Why it has nothing to do with it? I love how Doc walks over the bike instead of walking around it. God, bro. George is so funny. Dude, there's no shot this happened back in the day. Like, George has a kick me sign on the back of his jacket. There's no shot you wouldn't just be like, okay, maybe there's a reason people are kicking me in the back. I don't know. Was it so new that people were like, no one would just put a sign on my back that said kick me? Or, I don't know. Now I feel like everyone would just be like, okay. Now it would be like, kill yourself in a video game. Okay. No. Me with the car. Dude, going up against the locker because she's so taken aback is. Yo, I mean, George had a game, bro. I mean, he put his hand up above her. You know, he was so confident, dude. And then he was like, all right, yeah, I'm gone. That's. Yeah, that would suck. Oh, God. Sorry, I'm so infatuated with you. Wait a minute. Now, can you tell me that my mom has got the house for me? Whoa, this is heavy. Where's that word again? It's heavy in the future. What? Get. Nothing. If you think back about your parents and they don't like to do anything together, look back at this movie and ask yourself, did you run into your parents? Why is he so... George is so... Why does George have to be so lame, bro? He's so cool, like, a person. Like, he writes stories. He's pretty, like, empathetic. Like, seems to care about people to some degree. You know, he's not Biff. And I guess maybe in the 50s, that's all you were looking for. Okay. But, like, he's just, like, the classic cliche nerd. He's, like, just, like, so small and, you know, he talks with like a little wispy voice and always like taking it like in. And it's just like, bro, broaden your shoulders a little bit, dude. I don't know, just relax, just breathe. Yeah. I think I see the potential in George, which never mind. I do like the scene though, because we get to see the first like comparison between George and Marty. Let's go over there. Let's go. George is so funny, bro. He's like staring into space as he points off. Biff. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Marty got that dog in him, and I think he got that from Lorraine, honestly. Hey, what's up, dog? Yo, he's a bunny, dude. I mean, he's jumping. He's froggy. Shoot, I like Marty. Yeah. In his time, he's not the coolest guy, but. And get out of here. So stupid, Biff. God. Make like a tree and leave, you dummy. regret it for the rest of my life. He's like, I don't care about you at all, George. I want me to be okay. And not you or anyone in this planet just gonna make me change my mind. And this is where that George gene comes in. A little bit of pizzazz. But to be fair, he does play the guitar, so that's kind of great. I'd probably want to, in a video game, preface, I'd probably want to kill myself after this. What Joey's about to go through, I can't. Whenever if someone wakes me up, bro, I'll fight to death. I'm like Conan Barbarian when I wake up, dude. I am not a nice person. I do not. No. All right. Either kill me or let me stay asleep, bro. But do not wake me up. All right. Like George is like taken aback. He's scared. But as soon as I realize that I'm awake, after that like first jolt, I'm jumping on who's ever on top of me, like Paul. But like, yeah, I don't know how he stayed in bed. I would have. I mean, maybe it's just that's part of his character. But I'm a pretty docile person. But sleep, that's my zone. Good pick, though. Good selection. Darth Vader, I come. Okay. Marty. I wonder how many like stolen ideas were in George's book in the future. Darth Vader and Vulcans. I mean. Sigma as hell. Let's keep that to ourselves. Oh yeah, for sure. That's coming to mind. This is good. Chocolate. Wayne, Mentity has brought me to you. He messes up almost every single word of that sentence. My density has brought me to you. George, really? Really walk away and run it back, bro. It's okay. What? Was that a girl's name? I'm kidding. Those are concurrent viewers. I mean, come on, Marty, bro. You have the smarts on you, dude. You have the capacity for intelligence. You know, you just knocked out a dude that's like literally twice your size in height and weight. And he invented the skateboard. I mean, come on, dude. Where was this intelligence the entire movie? This would be considered murder, though, I think. If you ran down someone on his wood board into a manure truck, yeah, I think that would be murder, bro. Pretty sure most people have considered that already, but... And can we mention... Can we appreciate, what's his name in the background? What's his name? What's his name? Dude, he's so famous. Or his name is, at least. Billy Zane. Billy Zane in the background. Yeah, shout out to Billy Zane. In the back of the truck. A little. Attempted murder charge. Ain't never hurt nobody. I probably should have stopped being on about an hour ago. But it's alright, I'm having fun. I'm gonna kill that son of a... Second use? Again, perfect. Creepy. Bro, I mean, any dude says that, I'm calling 911. Where does he live? I don't know. But I'm gonna find out. Like, what? Are you okay, bro? Are you good? Do you need help? Do you need someone like a friend to talk to? Because she has 2 friends. But wait, oh, okay. This is the part. Okay. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was wrong. It was consistent. I love Kiss for it's still. Oh, I swear they're a perfect duo. All right, I think I might call the stream a little early. I know the movie's not over yet, but I don't know. I don't know. I think the job of the stream has been accomplished. You know, audio works. I mean, multi-stream technique works. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'll obviously be back online in a little bit, sometime, maybe tomorrow. Either finish the movie, watch another movie, or maybe do something different. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna think about how the stream went and make some decisions. So thanks for everyone who watched, and